Hi, my name is Camila Kincaid, and this presentation is my production proposal for Hadestown, the musical by Anais Mitchell. So I'm proposing this project as both a creative and professional theatrical endeavor. Hadestown is a story that I feel deeply connected to, not only because of its mythic roots, but because of how urgently modern it feels. At its core, it asks whether hope is worth choosing again and again, even when the ending feels inevitable. So this proposal outlines my artistic vision, production approach, marketing plan, and as if I were pitching this project to potential investors and collaborators. I will be serving as the director and creative lead, overseeing the artistic vision, staging, and conceptual cohesion of the production. My background includes extensive experience in musical theater performance, storytelling, and media production. And I am particularly interested in ensemble-based work and emotionally driven staging. Additional creative collaborators, including a music director, lighting designer, and stage manager, will be selected based on experience and alignment with the artistic vision. So why Hadestown? I chose Hadestown because it sits at the intersection of myth, music, and social commentary, three things that I'm deeply drawn to as an artist. This play speaks to contemporary anxieties around labor and capitalism, climate, and emotional isolation, while still telling an intimate love story. As a performer and director, I'm interested in work that is emotionally honest, but also visually and thematically bold. Hadestown allows me to explore how storytelling itself becomes an act of resistance. So now speaking on the stage design, this production is designed for a thrust stage configuration, which places the audience on three sides of the action and reinforces the feeling that the story is constantly being watched, judged, and repeated. The space is organized around an elevated central platform and surrounding walkways with staircases that allow actors to move vertically and laterally through the world. And this verticality is essential to the storytelling because height represents power, control, and distance from humanity, while the ground level becomes a space for labor and vulnerability. The set is industrial, layered, and symbolic, inspired by factory architecture rather than natural landscapes. The primary scenic element is a raised industrial structure with walkways, staircases, and platforms, which serves both as the above-ground world and Hadestown itself. Rather than changing locations, the meaning of the space changes through how it is used. As the story progresses downwards, the set does not become more complex, it just becomes more restrictive. Movement narrows, pathways close, and the vertical freedom that once existed slowly disappears, allowing the environment itself to feel increasingly oppressive. Whereas with lighting, the primary tool used to transform the single structure, lighting is basically the primary tool used to transform the single structure into multiple emotional worlds. So we're relying a lot on lighting. The above-ground world is lit with warm ambers and soft whites, allowing light to spill across the thrust stage and reach the audience, reinforcing a sense of openness and human connection. And down in Hadestown, it's defined by cold industrial lighting, steel blues, stark whites, and strong backlighting from the elevated walkways. Shadows are sharp and directional, evoking machinery, surveillance, and control. The height of the walkways allows light to come from above, visually reinforcing hierarchy and power. Here's more of a mood board to try and capture a little of the emotionality that I'm trying to represent through lighting and staging and whatnot. So then our marketing strategy, so the target audience for this production is primarily ages 18 to 35, including musical theater fans, students, and socially, engaged audiences. And I think this audience connects strongly to Hadestown's themes and aesthetic. So marketing will focus heavily on visual storytelling through social media, including rehearsal footage, behind-the-scene content, and stylized imagery. And posters and promotional material will emphasize the contrast between myth and industry, positioning the show as both timeless and urgently contemporary. To conclude, basically in the end, Hadestown asks whether we are willing to choose hope again, even when we know how the story ends. And this production embraces that idea by leaning into simplicity, symbolism, and emotional truth. It is a story told not because it ends differently, but because it matters that we keep telling it. Thank you again for your time and your consideration, and I do hope you enjoyed my proposal. Thank you.